Good night, teacher Bana. Here, I'm about to talk about my uh, ninth homework, and so let me start. So first, I'll be talking about Guadape. For example, what's the old Peñol story? The whole area was flooded in 1970 to make way for a huge hydroelectric dam. This resulted in a village or two like being relocated and tourists having a much bigger role to play in the economy, given that all the fields were well submerged. Why are why are Guatapé and Peñol famous for? The number one reason for visiting Guatapé is to climb the 740 steps to the top of the El Peñol de Guatapé, the rock of Guatapé, also known as El Peñol. The story goes that the neighboring towns of Guatapé and El Peñol couldn't agree over who the rock belonged to, and Guatapé residents even went so far as to start painting their name on the side before they were stopped. Regardless of whose if it is climbing the rock is essential. Guatapé is also famous for its sogalos. In Guatapé, every building is a work of art. Residents paint their houses and businesses in gorgeous bright colors and decorate the bottom of every building with fresco like paintings called sogalos. It's sometimes called the most colorful town in the world. How to get there? It's easy to get from Medellin to Guatapé independently. First of all, take the Medellin Metro Line A and get to the Caribe station. If you haven't already read it, we've put together a guide on the Medellin Metro for tourists. The bus from Medellin to Guatapé goes from the Medellin North bus terminal. So if you are planning to take the bus to Guatapé from Medellin, you will need to get to this terminal. The easiest way to get to the Caribe station in Medellin is by the via the Medellin Metro. Um, what is Guatapé? Guatapé is located in the Antioquia province of Colombia. It's about 2 hours east of Medellin on a public bus. How far is Guatapé from Medellin? It's an easy trip from Medellin. You will you will find Guatapé 85 kilometers from Medellin. Guatapé is perfect to visit as a day trip from Medellin. If you have more time, once the day trips from Medellin have gone home, Guatapé is fabulous for an overnight stay. Here are our recommendations for staying longer in Guatapé. Here, what are the facts about El Peñón? Um, I not I not talk about I'm not gonna talk about the hotels or the accommodation. I'm gonna keep talking about more facts um, about the Peñón. What are the facts about El Peñol? El Peñol weighs approximately 66 million tons and is the third largest monolithic rock in the world. El Peñón is composed of quartz, feldspar, and mica. El Peñón is 358 meters long and has an elevation of 2,135 meters above the sea level. At the top, El Peñol has an average temperature of 18 degrees Celsius, or the Celsius degree. There are 740 concrete steps from the bottom um, of El Peñón to the very top. Although the final few steps will cost you an extra 2,000 Colombians to climb there if that section is actually open. You can track your progress as the steps are numbered with um, every 25 steps you will see how much progress you are making. Apart from all most from a small section of the top, and the up and down steps are separated. Okay, so there's like a two ways: one to go up and the other one to go down. What is the best time to visit Guatapé? Your visit to Guatapé should be dictated, though, by when other people are likely to go to Guatapé. Guatapé is a great weekend um, escape for those living in Medellin. So try and avoid Guatapé at weekends and holidays so you have a more peaceful time. You'll also find that it is quieter if you arrive in Guatapé earlier. The earlier you get there, the better you, the visit is gonna be. Especially if you want to visit El Peñol. What's the weather in Guatapé? Guatapé weather is similar to that to Medellin's, or to the weather of Medellin. It's warm during the day and the climate is pleasant. And then the high temperature in Guatapé is usually no more than 23 degrees Celsius. Guatapé, however, does get a lot of rain, so check the weather forecast when you plan to visit. You really want to visit one of the most spectacular views in Colombia. When there's good weather, the driest months to visit Guatapé are December, January, and February. How much time do you need to visit Guatapé? You can see the highlights of Guatapé one day if you follow or suggested. One day in Guatapé itinerary to get the most your day trip if you have more time. Then spending at least one night in Guatapé will allow you to see the town when all the day trippers have returned to Medellin. So it's gonna be like better. Now a little bit about Medellin. For example, what's the main park of Medellin? Parque Berrío was the regional town center of Medellin and today is marked by the contrast of the modern city metro on one side and the old church in Medellin, Basílica de Nuestra Señora de Candelaria, built in 1649 on the other side. Between 1784 and 1892, the square was called the Plaza Principal and was the site for executions and public and political events. And however, the name changed to Parque de Berrío after a sculpture of Pedro Berrío was installed in 1895. Was the oldest church of Medellin. So, by the way, the Candelaria is very important because it was the first church built in Medellin. The churches on the church origins dates back uh, to the 16th century, but the current building was completed in 1776 and has been renovated many times since then. Was the most iconic building of Medellin at the start of Junin, or at the start of Junin like Avenue, Louis Cap. Why? Because peaking at 170 meters, the Coltaher building is one of the tallest buildings in Medellin and the fourth tallest in the whole Colombia. The construction first began in 1968 and finished 4 years later in 1972. As Coltaher was a textile manufacturer, the top of the building was supposedly shaped to appear like a seaweed needle. The company, which was founded 100 years ago, is one of the largest textile companies in Colombia and has really contributed to Antioquia's industrial development. Controversially, the Coltair building was built on the top of the former site of the magnificent 400-seater Junin Theater, which historians cite as one of the biggest uh, cultural crimes in Medellin history. This is a prime example of the Paisas striving to advance and modernize with this rigor for maintaining the city's culture and history. And that's all. T-shirt. I really hope like you have like enjoy the record. I'm about to send it to you. So uh, good night and regards.